Because if you want to see what God has for you, you have to let go of what you have for you. I just said a mouthful. If you want what God has for you, for your relationships, for your marriage, for your singleness, for your time, even now that you're single again after a divorce or whatever relational status you're in, you have to let go of what is in your hand. Most of us have a list that we have made without God. Most of us have a list of how we want our relationships to be, what time we want our relationships to start, how we want to be in business and in success and all this other stuff. And what I found is that a lot of people are frustrated in their life right now because your list does not look like God's list for you. And whenever you start trying to function out of your list, what ends up happening is you use a lot of effort and energy that produces no results. Then you have to put God at the front of all your relationships. He has to be the one in front, beside, behind, and all around all of your relationships. Rip your list because God is more committed to your destiny than he is to your desires. Somebody needs to hear me say that so clearly. I know you got a bunch of desires, but he don't care about your desires more than he cares about your destiny. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, he marked you. He put a destiny in your DNA. And he's saying, do you want what you want? Or do you want what I want for you that I know will fulfill you? And that's why when we look at our relationships, we got to really put them on the chopping block. Is this something I want? Or is this something that God wants from me that will be able to help me reach my destiny? The business that you're about to start right now, you're about to go live on your business today, right after church. Is this something that God wants? Or was this a counterfeit way of producing for yourself because you don't trust God will take care of you in the midst of a pandemic? All I'm asking you is, will you rip up your list? Because God is saying to many of you right now, the reason you have to rip up your list is because you're needed where you're not known. Joseph was needed in a place where he was not yet known. And that's why God says, don't give up now. Don't be stuck to your list at this moment. Find my will. Rip up your list because delay doesn't mean denied. Literally, it took 2 years. But would you give up 2 years for actually seeing the promise? And Joseph said, I'm gonna patiently wait. I'm gonna stay right here. And I was delayed, but I was not denied. And that's why you gotta get this attitude that is found in Philippians 1:6 that says, and I am certain that God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Jesus Christ returns. Somebody needs to hear this right now, that the greatest thing you think about yourself is still below the lowest thing that God thinks about you. And that's why you got to rip it up. That's why you think you make money now? That's what you want? Is that what you want? Or do you want to be whole? Do you want to actually have health? And a lot of people, your husband or your wife is waiting for you in a place where you're not at yet. God can't give them to you in the place you're in now. Because if you get them there, what if Joseph would have got his wife in prison? They would have been bound together, which looks like a bunch of our relationships. Like we found the person in the wrong place, and so now we're chained in the wrong place. He needed to find his woman in the palace where there was freedom. He had authority, and he got it. Let me give it to you in a point. You need to go ahead and rip up your list because the right person is always in the right place. This is going to take a lot of guts and a lot of trust and a lot of forgiveness, but the reason you need to rip up your list is because other people's survival is dependent on you surrendering to the season.